At ease, DT's Little Helpers. Merry Christmas. Welcome to DT's Shootin' Hot Christmas Movie Advent Calendar Special. Blowing it live in Streamlabs. Not live streaming yet, soldiers. If you would like to see old DT live stream again, click the link in the description. Click the Rumble icon in the channel banner. Go to the About. Click the Rumble link there. Because we need to escape from YouTube. Over to Rumble. I don't like watching my tongue. DT doesn't like watching his tongue. DT doesn't like to have to dance around the issues here on YouTube. And we'll see if even this video, hopefully it doesn't get shut down for copyright stuff. Copyrighted images. But yeah, if I get 100 subs at Rumble, I will be able to live stream again. I'm just click down the mic there a little bit. So yes, head on over to Rumble, DT's Little Helpers, hit the subscribe, and we'll start live streaming again over on Rumble. But I thought I'd put together this fun little Christmas movie advent calendar. Because it is that time of year, soldiers. December has hit. A little bit behind here. This wasn't quite on time. But these are my favorite movies that I like to try to hit. At least most of them I like to try to hit every year. And let's just get right at it. Blowing it live in Streamlabs. Tried to prep as much as possible. Here we go. Yes. December 1st. The Rankin Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Classics, Christmas classics, claymation, stop-motion animation. Silver and Gold, what a great song. Yukon Cornelius looking for silver and gold. Not for Bitcoin. He ain't looking for Bitcoin in them there hills. The coffee's good. I even got a little bit of coffee left. So that's a great way to start off the month of December. I think you can even catch it on television. You don't even need to buy it. December 2. 2nd December, Charlie Brown Christmas. So December 1 was the stop motion animation. December 2, cartoons. Charlie Brown Christmas Special, Frosty the Snowman, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. My grandmother, bless her heart, rest in peace, Grandma, when Linus took to the stage and talked about the true meaning of Christmas, she would always say, "Oh, bless his heart. Oh, bless his heart," to a cartoon character every single time we watched it. Oh, bless his heart. So, more classics, but animated this time, not stop motion animation. December 3, here we go. Just a touch of Christmas in these movies. Pick either one. This year we watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang just here recently, and last year I think was the first year we watched it. I heard it was a quasi-Christmas movie, and there's definitely the Christmas imagery in there. You got Val Kilmer, you got Robert Downey Jr. Great movie. Shane Black, both these movies are Shane Black movies. Shane Black likes to have his movies take place during the Christmas season. And the other movie, pick either of these two to start off the month. The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Kind of a poor man's Lethal Weapon, maybe. We'll get to that one later. There's a few little Christmas things here in The Last Boy Scout. Great song. Friday night's a great night for football. A little darker, though, than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang's a little dark. But Last Boy Scout has some moments in it. I didn't remember. I watched it with my family last year and had some moments in it where it was like, this is really depressing. So, but a fun movie, funny movie, good action. Shane Black. Both of them are Shane Black movies. Next, December 4th, Iron Man 3, another Shane Black movie, and another Robert Downey Jr. movie. Takes place during Christmas. Iron Man 3, plenty of Christmas lights. I think Tony Stark gets Pepper Potts a big friggin' bunny or something as a Christmas present. Fireworks at the end. I don't know, there might have been a little bit of Christmas music in this movie. I can't remember. Again, blowing it live. I'm not looking at IMDb. I'm not looking at anything, soldiers. This is what live streaming over on Rumble might be like. Maybe not this prepared, but it'll be similar. I'm not editing this at all. So, December 5th, the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version, or even riff tracks, if you so choose, of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Classic riffs on this movie. Really, really bad movie. But it's kind of endearing in its own little stupid way. The robot, the cardboard box robot, the polar bear, in a dude in basically a big bear suit. He's the menacing polar bear. Santa Claus smoking his pipe. Mrs. Claus getting silenced by some Martian freezing beam, and Santa Claus loved it that Mrs. Claus couldn't talk. So fun movie, especially the Mystery Science Theater version. December 6th, Shop Around the Corner. I think I watched this for the first time last year, or maybe the year before. Classic with Jimmy Stewart. I don't know who this Margaret Sullivan is, but James Stewart goes hand in hand with Christmas, doesn't he? But this is the other James Stewart Christmas movie, where I can't remember what town they're in. They're in some town overseas. They're in some city, and he's the manager of a shop, and she comes in needing a job, and it's kind of a rom-com type of thing, but rom-coms back in the day were a little bit better than rom-coms now, so nice Christmas movie, that one. December 7, Holiday Inn. This is the first time, I believe, Bing Crosby sings I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. Classic movie, but it does have some, quote, problematic parts to it. I can't remember what holiday it is where they've got on blackface. They've got on blackface, soldiers. I don't know. I don't think I'm not going to do any sounders. No sounders this time. We'll just stick with the movie. Stick with the Christmas movies this time. Blowing it live. I'm not going to hit the racist sounder. But this one, yeah. Yep, and so they go through this Holiday Inn, has a dinner and a show for every holiday, and one of them's Christmas, of course. And I think that's where he sings "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas." So classic. December 8th, Christmas with the Cranks. I like this one because, well, it's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It's got Tim Allen. It's got Dan Aykroyd. And it's about a couple that finally decides to not celebrate Christmas, and instead of giving their money away in gifts and charity and all that kind of stuff, they're going to treat themselves and go on vacation because their daughter is away and their daughter's not going to be home. And so those are the best parts of the movie, when they're trying to stay strong and resist all the Christmas traditions. Really, really funny. But then it gets a little sappy at the end, of course. It's got to get sappy at the end, but I like the lead up to it, all the kind of cynical, it's not necessarily dark humor, but fun stuff with them basically telling their neighborhood no. December 9th, Krampus, the first horror movie on the list here of shooting hot Christmas movie advent calendar list, DTs. Faves. I've watched this a few times, maybe twice, 2 or 3. It's a dark comedy, I would say, but it's got some pretty cool horror elements in it too. It's got the dude from Parks and Rec. He plays the dad, and there'll be some other faces that you recognize in this. But this is about the evil version of Santa Claus. That is an actual German myth, I do believe. You don't want this guy coming down your chimney on Christmas. You want Santa. You don't want this guy. You don't want this guy. So, fun movie. A little dark. Dark humidity. Dark humidity. Dark comedy. Black humor, maybe. And again, I should be playing the That's Racist sounder, shouldn't I? But no, I'm not. I'm trying to get this video done as quickly as possible. We're not even halfway through. December 10th, Nightmare Before Christmas. Classic, stop motion animation, Tim Burton. Some good songs in here, especially the This Is Halloween song. So this could actually be a Halloween movie too. But fun, very well done stop motion animation by Tim Burton and with music by Danny Elfman. And I think he sings. I think Danny Elfman actually is the singing part for Jack. I think. Again, I'm blowing it live. But I think he's the singer for Jack the Pumpkin King. December 11th, Miracle on 34th Street. Just watched this last night, so I'm not even abiding by my own advent calendar. I watched this last night. But watching these movies again as you get older and as you age and grow in wisdom, you start to notice things, different things about it. And the interesting thing about Miracle on 34th Street is that everybody takes advantage of this guy. Everybody is taking advantage of the sweet little old man who thinks he's Santa Claus. So look for that this time around with your cynical eye. Just watch how everybody's taking advantage of him, but his sweetness and his goodwill to all men, the cheer and the goodwill just spreads, right? The spirit of Christmas spreads. December 12th, Home Alone. This is sort of a take it or leave it movie, I guess. There's some really annoying parts about it, but there's some really great stuff about it too. Lots of fun. I mean, Joe Pesci, forget about it. And what's that other guy's name? It's let's see if I can see on here. Daniel Stern. Yes, Daniel Stern. And the entire end of the movie is very much like a Looney Tunes cartoon, which is what I like about it, of course. Some great humor leading up to those moments, too. And then, of course, the old man. Like George Costanza says, oh, it's the old man. The old man gets me every time. So a little bit of sappiness. A little bit. Maybe squeeze out a little tear on this movie at the end of Home Alone. December 13th, Elf. I'm not usually a fan of Will Ferrell, but he's great in this. And if you happen to watch this movie, like start the movie, I mean, you can watch it however you want. But if you want to watch it like Miracle on 34th Street, Miracle on 34th Street starts with the Santa character walking into New York, right? For the first time. If you start, I happened to catch Elf one time where he was just walking into New York. And if you watch it from that, if that's the beginning of the movie for you, then you don't know if Will Ferrell's an elf, a real elf or not. He's just this crazy guy walking into New York in an elf costume. And so that might have been a better choice, I think, to start the movie with him just coming into New York as an elf and the people reacting to it. And this has got its sappy moments too, of course. James Caan is Will Ferrell's dad, right? And that's his mission, is to find his dad and to connect with his dad. And so then again, it could have a feel like Miracle on 34th Street if they hadn't had the beginning that showed he actually is an elf and there is magic and all this stuff. So, but good comedy, well done. Probably, I would say this may be Will Ferrell's best movie because he's really annoying and everything else. So the annoying Will Ferrell works as Elf. December 14th, Gremlins. Another kind of quasi-horror comedy type movie. I think it's by Joe Dante. Directed by Joe Dante. I think the downtown of this town in Gremlins is the same lot as Back to the Future. So you'll recognize some landmarks from Back to the Future in Gremlins. And this, spoiler alert, not really spoiler alert, but ruining it for kids alert. This movie has got, if you thought Miracle on 34th Street was bad, where it's like, oh, I don't believe in Santa Claus. This one has a moment where it's like, what? That's supposed to be a kid's movie, and you just let that cat out of the bag? I remember watching it with my kids for the first time, and I had forgotten that moment in the movie. Oh, I lost my dad, and I found out on the same night. That part came up. My kids still believe, and they're watching the movie, and I'm like, what? What the heck does that mean? To try to cover it up. So be careful watching this one with little kids. Not only because it is a little scary too, but a fun movie. Definitely a very fun movie. It takes place on Christmas. December 15th, The Grinch. So this is the live action Jim Carrey Grinch. Some great humor in this one. Does a great job. Ron Howard does a great job of kind of capturing Whoville. And the end, oh, DT. So I think it's some of Jim Carrey's best acting is when his heart grows. And I laugh and cry at the same time. Every friggin' time. Oh, you're such a wimp, DT. Well, DT's got a heart. DT's got a heart, and he gets me every time. When the camera just sits there on him when he's crying. It just stays. Just take it over, Jim. Just let it all loose. And it's just a close-up shot with him crying. And it works. It's great. December 16th, The Long Kiss Goodnight. Another Shane Black. I think this is the penultimate Shane Black movie in this list. So this has got all kinds of Christmas imagery. This is basically the Bourne Identity before the Bourne Identity. And maybe the Bourne books were existing before this movie came out, so maybe this stole the idea from the Bourne books, but it's got Geena Davis in it. This is a You Go Girl movie before there were You Go Girl movies. You know, the kick-ass chick. When they actually did kick ass, and they were flawed, and they had weaknesses, and they were growing as human beings. They weren't just these perfect people right from the start. So this is a great Shane Black movie. It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it too, and his character is really funny. And it's a wild ride. The end is absolutely ridiculous end with what happens at the end. But plenty of Christmas imagery, and this is sort of the first time he does this plot that's like it's basically the same plot in Iron Man 3. They're very similar movies, so both by Shane Black. December 17th, Die Hard 2. People forget that there was a Die Hard 2 that took place on Christmas as well in New York at the airport. Fantastic stuff. Plenty of Christmas imagery, plenty of snow, right? It takes place during a winter storm. I think this is the only, I don't know. I've seen a lot of horror movies, and I don't remember an icicle being used as a weapon in very many of them. I think this is the most visceral icicle as a weapon. There's even a little church in this. There's the little tiny cute little Christmas church. So wonderful Christmas movie, great follow-up to the first Die Hard. December 18th, Christmas Vacation. Now, we're probably getting into movies you soldiers may have already seen. Maybe these are a part of your yearly traditions as well. But Christmas Vacation, hilarious. Chevy Chase, of course. It's got all the, tropes, I guess, of Christmas, or all the traditions are here. Sledding, getting the Christmas tree, having family over, doing the lights. And I gotta tell you, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Christmas time, but even this movie gets to old DT a little bit when he finally gets the Christmas lights to light up and you have the Hallelujah chorus. I love that part. Love it. Makes me feel really good. But funny movie. A lot of great lines. And a wonderful, probably the best Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer polka song ever. December 19th. I've got to put this on the list, right, soldiers? Snake Plissken as Santa. Are you kidding me? Kurt Russell. Christmas Chronicles. Great movie. Christmas Chronicles 2, Part 2. Terrible. Awful. But the first one, a lot of fun. Kurt Russell just steals the show. Probably the coolest Santa. Probably the coolest Santa ever. And the I don't know if you've seen it. I won't spoil it, but the ending, the ending of it has a great little what do you call it? You call cameo, a great cameo appearance by someone at the end. It just finishes off perfectly. Snake Plissken Christmas Chronicles. I think you can only see that on Netflix. The last horror movie in the list. My favorite one. My favorite Christmas horror movie. The original Black Christmas. Directed by and written, I believe, by Bob Clark, who is going to show up very soon. Bob Clark did another Christmas movie that was not a horror movie, but this one was one of his first movies. It's a Canadian movie. It's got John Saxon in it. He's the sheriff or the police chief. He is also the dad and police chief, I think, in Nightmare on Elm Street. It's got Lois Lane from the original Superman movie. She's in it. It's got Juliet. I don't know if you ever watched the Romeo and Juliet movie in high school, where you got to see Juliet's boobies. But she's in this. She's in this movie, and the dude from 2001: A Space Odyssey is in this movie, and this is considered the first slasher movie I think ever made. In the kind of the modern slasher movie tropes, how it works, point of view shots, the killer that you don't know who it is, the bad ending type of thing. Great movie. It's got tons of Christmas imagery, great use of Christmas music in kind of a creepy way. So check out Black Christmas if you have not checked it out, especially if you're a fan of horror movies. It's fantastic. Very, very well done. December 21st, Lethal Weapon. Mentioned it earlier, Shane Black. I don't think I have to say much about this movie. There's a friggin' fight in a Christmas tree lot, so there's plenty of Christmas imagery in this movie. I think it starts off with Jingle Bell Rock as the song, Christmas dinner, Christmas trees. Everything's going on in this movie. Great Christmas movie. I think this came out before Die Hard as well. I'm not sure. I'm blowing it live. Don't quote me on that. But Mad Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, the start of it all, by Shane Black, Lethal Weapon. December 22nd, Scrooged with Bill Murray. This is my only Christmas Carol movie. There's plenty of Dickens' Christmas Carol, but this is my favorite. Bill Murray, lots of dark humor, lots of cynicism. Basically, as an adult, I watched this and I'm like, man, Bill Murray's character is basically drunk through the whole movie. He's constantly drinking. But great stuff. This is a Richard Donner movie. I think Richard Donner also did Lethal Weapon. And Danny Elfman does the music for this movie. So if you have not seen Scrooged, you need to see it. There's a couple little moments in there where it gets your old emotions. Gets your old emotions going a little bit. Again with the Hallelujah chorus, where you're laughing and kind of tearing up at the same time. And then when Bill Murray, I think, blows it live in the movie, that's a pretty good speech. So December 23rd, Die Hard. I'm sure many of you soldiers thought maybe this would be the number one movie. These last three could go in any order, really, but December 23rd, I say Die Hard. And it's not Christmas until you see Hans Gruber falling from the Nakatomi Towers, from the Nakatomi Plaza. Great movie, plenty of Christmas music, imagery. Ho, 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 right? Now I've got a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. So definitely, I think it's official now that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and it's many people's favorite Christmas movie. Christmas Eve, we've got A Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life, the classic. Frank Capra, Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed. Do I really need to say anything about this? Do I need to, you know, I just watched the Cheers Christmas episode, one of them, yesterday. MeTV was playing all the old Christmas episodes. And it starts off, remember when It's a Wonderful Life was like on every channel? I mean, even, I think, Sesame Street's Elmo's Christmas references that, you know, yeah, It's a Wonderful Life is on every channel. And Bert, Ernie. And Bert and Ernie look at the television like, what? But there was that year that it was playing on every channel, you know, on the hour basically, and this Cheers episode, they were all watching it, and at the end of the movie, of course, they all get misty eyed and they gotta turn away. Oh, you can't see me crying at the end of It's a Wonderful Life. No, I'm a tough guy, I swear. So great movie. This has got a lot of dark humor as well, though. There's some really funny dark humor in this, especially when he comes home. And starts yelling at his family, and there's some humor there. If you're like old DT, there's definitely humor there. And so Christmas Eve, let's go right into Christmas Day, soldiers. DT's favorite Christmas movie of all time, Merry Christmas, A Christmas Story by Bob Clark. Same guy that directed and wrote Black Christmas. Created this wonderful little gem that's now a classic. It didn't do too well in the theaters. A lot of these movies actually didn't do too well in the theaters, and then become classics afterwards. People love to watch every year. And A Christmas Story, it's just fantastic, wonderful stuff. All the vintage stuff and all the retro and just. Darren McGavin is great as the old man, and do I need the BB gun? I mean, come on. I mean, this might get canceled at some point, right? the pro gun portion of this movie. So love it. Watch it every year. And Merry Christmas, soldiers. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. To all a good night. That was...
Merry Christmas!
That was DT's Shootin' Hot Christmas Movie Advent Calendar Special. Thanks for falling in, DT's Little Helpers. Thanks for falling in, soldiers. Hopefully you enjoyed my list. You might disagree here and there, but what are you going to do about it? The coffee's good. What you going to do about it? Nothing. If you like this video, please share it, like it. And if you want to start hearing me live stream again, head on over to the Rumble site. The link will be in the description, soldiers. Or you can click on the link in the banner, the Rumble link. And if I get to 100 subs on Rumble, I'll be able to live stream again. I don't want to do it on YouTube. There's not really any reason. They can censor me at any time. I misspeak one time and it removes the entire hour-long video or whatever. And I'm just tired of that, soldiers. So, if you would do that, please do. Have a very Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful December here. Hopefully, maybe enjoy some of these movies. And yeah, dismissed.